Welcome back. Today we are going to discuss about the rotating magnetic field of a three-phase induction motor. How the stator magnetic field going to be revolving in the air gap. This we are going to do right now. So as we know, this is the stator where the windings are placed and that is excited by the three-phase supply. Flux is produced from the three-phase supply and the resultant flux of the three phase will be revolving over the air gap. So as we are taking the stator, it's showing here, this is stator and then this is the cage rotor. In between this air gap which reflects the flux in the air gap. So by energizing the stator by the three-phase supply, the resultant flux in the air gap is going to be revolving. So how it's happening and what's the magnitude of a revolving flux? This is what we are going to discuss in the topic. Rotating magnetic field showed by the indicator. Here the stator windings are energized by the three-phase supply, shown here, and each are phase shifted by 120 degree. By the way, the red color and green and this blue which shows the 120 degree phase exited current. When we are taking up the three-phase supply at 0 degree, that first case, the corresponding point of other two supplies are phase 1 which is a 0 and phase 3 which is a positive root 3 by 2 and phase 2 which is giving the minus root 3 by 2. So the flux produced by the currents will be minus root 3 by 2 for pi 2 and plus root 3 by 2 for pi 3. Since pi 1 it starts from the origin, that's going to be 0. So if you are getting the resultant flux of these two, the resultant flux will be 2 times into root 3 by 2 of pi m will be cos 60 degree by 2, which gives 3 by 2 pi m, that is nothing but 1.5 of maximum flux. So in the air gap, the resultant flux will be 1.5 maximum flux. That's why the three-phase induction motor size will be reduced when compared to the single-phase induction motor. This is a positive root 3 by 2 and this is root 3 by 2. The angle between these two will be 60 degree. For first case, the resultant flux, the angle will be 30 degree and the resultant we are getting by using a Pythagoras concept. So this x will be root 3 by 2 cos of 30. So we needed 2x for getting the resultant magnetic flux. That will become like 3 by 2 pi m. That's nothing but 1.pi m, which stated earlier. That's why the maximum flux will be produced in the air gap when compared to the single phase flux. So from this case, for first case,